Hi there, welcome to the Cult of Cinema. My name is Aaron. If you're here right now watching, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. But let's kind of get into it right now. I had not planned to do a video tonight. Then I thought about it. I thought, what type of video am I going to do to kind of like to start off or do a midweek video for 2022 for January? And I wanted to do a midweek video. I want to do something kind of different and unique. And in the end, I decided we're going to do a collection video. We're going to start doing collection videos for all the companies that I have. And some of them, hey there, William, Dave, hey there, Antoine, hey there, Chris. I said, well, I'll do 2 in 1. Hey there, Alan, because basically, I don't have a lot of these. And then I realized there's more than I thought. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to do my Code Red, my Scorpion releasing, and hey there, Carrie. At the end, if you stick around, I'm going to give you 5 recommendations from 5 other movie labels, maybe some that I haven't talked about in a while. Now, over the last couple of years, I've talked a lot about Vinegar Syndrome and a lot about Severin. It's taken up a lot of my channel, and I do want to be able to kind of broaden out and branch out in 2022. So you're going to be seeing, you'll still see some Vinegar Syndrome and some Severin, but you're going to see some other companies on there as well. We'll probably take a look at Ronin Flix, because if you're buying Scorpion and you're buying Code Red, you're probably getting it from Ronin Flix, unless Screen Archives. Is that still a thing? If they have a sale, that's where I used to get a lot of mine from when it came on the sale times. So I got a bunch here. I just got a few in the DVD category. I'm not quite sure. Maybe the DVD category, or maybe they're rarer than the Blu-ray. Who knows? But I've got some DVD, a lot of Blu-ray. We got some Scorpion. We got some Code Red. And we got 5 mystery picks from 5 different companies. And if you leave before then, you won't know what the mystery picks are. And that's going to be fun. The mystery picks are going to be fun. They're going to be across different genres, and there's going to be some horror in there as well. There will be some North American and UK companies that'll be represented. So be sure to check that out. I should have got tea. I'm not going to get it right now. I remember once I went to get tea during a video. I had somebody come when I comment on the video, get your tea before the video starts. I normally do, except a lot of times when my video starts ahead of time. 3 people left when I said the word tea. So is there like tea? Is there like an anti-tea people in here, or not here anymore? Okay, welcome, man. So we can go right into it. But first off, I guess we gotta mention the big news. And it's not movie related, but it's we'll talk about it later on too. But I'll just kind of say it up front. Yeah, so there you go. Way the Xbox Activision thing, kind of insane, isn't it? So even if you don't play video games, it's been all over. And it's been a bit nuts. And yeah, so we'll talk about that in a bit, because I think there's a big play going on. And I'm not just talking about buying like one company that's umbrella for a lot of other companies. Sweet 16, I love that film, actually. It's not available anymore. That's actually one of the ones I'm going to show here, by the way. Just like spoiler alert. But I'll start, I guess, with my Scorpion, because I got less Scorpion than I do Code Red, which is surprising, because I really do love the company Scorpion. Welcome back, Videodrome, by the way. So we'll do the fancy cover ones last, I guess. But there's some of these here that are personal favorites. As I go through, by the way, I will give you recommendations on ones that I think are, kind of must-have type of things. And there's some that are, all these here are ones that I like, but like when I see something that's a real big kind of standout thing, I'll mention it. And so first off is Sect by Mikhail Soavi. So there we go. Probably butchering his name. So there you go. I'll definitely check her videos out. First time watch Child's Play. That is cool. I will check that out. Alanda Parker. I got to remember that. So this is by the other Curtis daughter. This is with Kelly Curtis as opposed to Jamie Lee Curtis. You can see the resemblance there, right? But aside from Kelly Curtis, we also have in this film here, it was written by Dario Argento. We got music by Pino Donaggio. It's definitely, yeah, it's the same company. I think it's this is Scorpion releasing, so you'll know them by the little kind of their Scorpion logo on the back right there. That's way too close for the camera to see it. I keep forgetting that my camera's here now and not onto the screen. Next up is one that I really do like. And aside from the fact that this is a really good like movie, kind of cool slasher thriller kind of flick, not really slasher, it's more of a thriller. But the background behind this film is equally fascinating to the film itself, if not more so, because it was literally almost like two separate, completely uniquely different films. And the neat thing about it is the features on here really go into that fact. And once you watch the film, I say watch it first. Congratulations, William. I got mine here last week too, actually. I got really tired, but I was about it for a day. Once you watch the film, watch all the features. Trust me, you're going to want to watch the features on this one. They're really freaking good, and they have little to do with the actual like the film, and more to do with the behind the scenes of the film, which is incredibly wonderful. And that is a movie called Silent Scream. Now, there was a great slip for this one, by the way. Silent Scream is a really cool little film, and the cast on this one too. We got here. We have Avery Schreiber. We have Cameron Mitchell. We got Barbara Steele in this film. We got Yvonne DiCarlo in this movie here. Yeah, it's an insanely good cast. But what's really cool about this film is when this film was initially made, what happened was that it was a completely different movie with different actors and everything, pretty much almost entire different cast. Like Avery Schreiber and all those guys weren't in this film initially. In fact, the only portion of original Silent Scream that you get to see in this movie is when a character is watching a movie on TV, and the movie that they're watching on TV is the original version of Silent Scream. There's a whole like backstory behind this. I won't go into it or give it away for you, but Silent Scream is definitely a must-have for people that like kind of like these unique little kind of weird, unusual thrillers. But not just that, but people that love to find out, like, love those spilling the tea behind the scenes, because there's a lot of cool tea in this one, and it's cool. So if you've ever like had got snaps and you got like your addition of popcorn, and you thought, oh wow, that was really interesting to see how popcorn changed, you know, the director changed, you know, the lead actress changed. That's nothing compared to Silent Scream, where almost the entire film changed. So definitely check that out. There's a lot of features on here. They're really, really, really good. Maxwell Caulfield rocks, by the way. Next up is a Lucio Fulci classic. And I do say classic because this is a cool, underappreciated Lucio Fulci film with a lot of good commentaries, including an interview by Guerrero and a commentary by Troy Howarth himself. And that is the classic Murder Rock. I love this movie. This is insanely cool. It is literally, you know, what you think it's going to be. It is a Giallo meets Flashdance meets early MTV music video. It's a very stylistic, stylized film, and I enjoy the hell out of this one. There's a ton of really good features on here, and if you have never seen it, it's fun. It's not overtly gory, so if you're expecting to go in to see a gore fest of Lucio Fulci, see, I often disagreed with Siskel and Ebert, but I love watching Siskel and Ebert. I would not be here doing this video drum right now if it wasn't for watching Siskel and Ebert, to be bluntly honest with you. They really did, you know, aside from all they did, they inspired the hell out of me, man. Hey, Twisted Cinema, welcome. But yeah, this is a really, really cool film. Ray Lovelock is in this, and you guys know I utterly adore Ray Lovelock. I think he's fantastic. And we got another Fulci and another classy Fulci too. So we're getting classy here tonight. We got some classy stuff, and that is the Psychic. Definitely a different kind of more subdued Lucio Fulci film with Jennifer O'Neill. This one it's good. It's brutal. Its ending is super cool, but it's not the brutal in the way you'd expect some Fulci stuff. Like when people see Fulci, a lot of the Fulci they see now, or a lot of stuff that people get recommended, or when they first see Fulci, they're usually seeing something like Zombie or maybe like New York Ripper or something like that. They don't realize when they see that like Fulci is not always that he does have like a very more serious, very more kind of like he can draw back. Fulci does not have to go in and go like gore, gore splattered all over the wall all the time. And the Psychic and Murder Rock are two like prime examples of that. So if you maybe didn't like Zombie, or maybe you were put off a bit by like New York Ripper, you thought it was a bit misogynistic or stuff like that, then I would say definitely check out the Psychic and definitely check out Murder Rock, because that may be more your style. I remember getting like tapes. Hey there, DJ. Welcome, man. DJ Anubis. And Nico, if you're there as well. And see, that's the thing. People go into like that one, DJ, thinking like, oh man, this is gonna be like a gory like Fulci flick. And then all of a sudden you realize, like, oh, this is a very different Fulci. This is more serious Fulci. I kind of dug it. But another director that I really dig. Hey Barnabas, welcome. By the way, love that picture. I'm a huge Dark Shadows fan. Such a huge Dark Shadows fan that my better half went and bought me the complete series of Dark Shadows, the Coffin box set. It was a fake one, by the way, but she spent a bunch of money for it, and ironically, great quality. so far so good with the fake part, like Dark Shadows box set. I would love to get the real one down the road eventually, but I'm very proud of the one I got. Or as Lizette Anthony would say it in the 90s Dark Shadows series, Barnabas. Do I like the Depp adaptation at all? For what it is, I mean, it's not like the Dark Shadows of the 60s and 70s. It's not the Dark Shadows of the 90s, which is the Ben Cross one, which I think is like really, really good. But it is fun for what it is. My Dark Shadows, I grew up with I went to college when the Ben Cross one was there, and they had the whole got Barbara Steele was in it, and I was in college, and we would literally stay home from we would not go out until we watched Dark Shadows. So it was a huge deal for us. And like my dad, like Dark Shadows, the original series was his thing. But like for what it is, I think it's fun. I mean, go back and watch the originals if you haven't, because I know you're younger than me, DJ. But it's cool. I did enjoy it. It's for what they did with it. All right, Blind Date by Nico Mastorakis. Nico Mastorakis has done a lot of stuff, including some really strange stuff like Island of Death. It's a film, but Blind Date, you would like it, Videodrome. You would definitely like the 90s version. Is very, very cool. This is extremely well done for especially for Nick Mastorakis. And what a cast too. We got Joseph Bottoms starring this. So if you're a soap opera fan, then you probably know Joseph Bottoms as the guy that terrorized Cruz and Eden during the series Santa Barbara, because he played Kirk Cranston. But he's a good guy in this one here. You got Kirstie Alley from, of course, she was in the Star Trek, one of the Star Trek films. And we got Marina Sirtis, who was in the Star Trek Next Generation TV series. And we got the great Keir Dullea in this one as well. A very interesting film, unique and kind of its time. There's some kind of dated special effects, but I still think it's a fun watch. We get to see a director's cut of the film here. And there's a really interesting thing, basically, of the early films of Nico Mastorakis. Exactly right. Wrath of Khan. I'd forgotten which one it was, DJ. So thank you. I'm not going to lie to you. I have forgotten which one. I was like, is it part 2 or part 3? And they're like, no, Robin is in part 3, isn't she? I can't remember last name. It's not like I'm thinking. I think it's Robin Riker, but but I can't. I'm not like I know Robin so well on a first name basis. I think it's Robin Riker. I'm not quite sure. But Blind Date, really good film. Great special features on here. Definitely a highly recommended one. And we're going to a very different, cheesy, kind of fun one. And Sorceress. So this is a different film. There's got twins in it. We have like Lee and Lynette Harris, who play two twins who feel what each other are feeling. So if the one's going through pain, they can feel the other person's pain. One is going through pleasure, they can feel the other person's pleasure. There's a sequence. You trust me, you'll remember it. I forgot the Christian Slater. I remember, where did I read that? I think it was probably like in the Starlog. Do you remember Starlog, DJ? This is a cool little film. I actually really like this film. We sat down and watched this. This is a Corman production, written by Jim Wynorski, produced by Jack Hill. So you got some great schlock, kind of like really cool, like directors working on this film as well, and it shows. It really shows. It does. Again, great features on here. On camera interviews with Roger Corman, and the guy that did the special effects on her is the late John Carroll Buechler. We get like interview with Wynorski and interview with post-production supervisor Clark Henderson, and it's a quick watch at 83 minutes long. Definitely want to check it out, Brahms. I think you'll like it. It's a fun little kind of Conan-esque type, like sword and sandal fantasy pablum type film with a little bit of like the exploitation, but not too much actually, just enough. Now these two, I've never even opened because, well, actually I've seen these movies before and I haven't got a chance to watch them with my better half. But there is the Beast with 1 million eyes, and that's just two. He's got 1 million. Although it only looks like there's 8 on the cover, but we're gonna have to take the word for it. I think this is another Corman production too. Oh, Palo Alto. Okay. We got like Dick Sargent from Bewitched in this as well. The Naked Truth. I did not know we did that. I'll check that out, man. So it's a cool, cheesy black and white one. Look on the back there. You can see what I mean. In crisp, glorious black and white. No features on here, but just a fun, like we like our creature features, and it's nice to have some of these on hand. Kino does a bunch of those things, man. And next up is one of our blaxploitation ones that we don't have open because we haven't watched it yet, but this one I have seen years ago, and I did like it. So we get Fred Williamson and Pam Grier in Bucktown. Anything with Fred Williamson and Pam Grier, man, I am so into that. As for those that don't know, I, like most guys my age, totally in love with Pam Grier. My dad was also totally in love with Pam Grier. Who can't? She's Pam Grier. She kicks ass, man. We got some special features on here. Interview with Fred Williamson and Tony King on here as well. We got an interview with the director Arthur Marks and George Fosley Jr. Unfortunately, they did not do an interview with the great, wonderful Pam Grier, and they really, really should, because she kind of rocks. Let's get into some of these here ones with the slipcases. These are Ronin releases. So we start off with Lone Wolf McQuade with Chuck Norris and the late David Carradine. Actually, this is a really good Chuck Norris film. I do like this one. I like Chuck Norris, like overall. There's some nice features on here as well. We got like I think it's a 2-disc set. So we get like different on-camera interviews with Leon Ozzie Kennedy, because yes, the guy from Penitentiary 2, and of course Penitentiary 3 is in here. We got interviews with Robert Beltran and the producer Yoram Ben-Ami. We got a commentary with a bunch of people on here. Moderated, hey there, Dustin, welcome, man, by C. Courtney Joyner. And super cool stuff. Let's see if it does have a different cover. Yeah, it does have a different cover on the inside, which I don't like as much, but Jackie Brown's when you're out, good taste, man. Jackie Brown's a great film. The great Robert Forster's in that one too. And this was a new 2K scan from the original, like Inner Positive, I think. He followed this up with a Argento. Yeah, that was Pam Grier in Black Mama, White Mama. And that is such a different film. When you go and see Black Mama, White Mama, well, you've seen it because you just mentioned it. People expect a very different film. They expect like kind of a prison film, and it kind of starts out like it's going to be, and then it does this swerve halfway through, and it becomes a very different film. And by the end of the movie, it's a very, very different movie than it started out. Alligator 2. I got that one under. Did you pre-order that one from Screen Factory? I got both Alligator movies pre-ordered. I got mine coming from Amazon, so I won't get the posters, but I did. I definitely pre-ordered those. So we got Sleepless here. Now, a lot of people are not big on Sleepless. I do think this is one of the last really good Argento films. And it's, it's not, obviously not up to the quality of like something like Canterbury or a Deep Red or even like a Birth of Crystal Plumage or Cat o' Nine Tails. But it's still a decent film. There are some iffy acting, but let's be honest, there's been some iffy acting throughout a lot of Argento films. It's just that they really kind of like cement it with like one really good actor at least. And they did that with this one as well. Max von Sydow is in this one here. And Max von Sydow is an insanely great actor. Like nobody can ever take anything away from von Sydow and his acting. And this has a great opening murder sequence. Argento is known for his great opening murder sequences. There's some insane stuff in here, and they go a little bit weird with the plot. Hey there, Cinema Dave. Welcome, man. I'm back on a fairly normal schedule, Cinema Dave. I got my weekends back again. So that's always a good sign. But Sleepless, if you haven't checked it out, again, they did put a ton of features on here. New audio commentary with Troy Haworth, Nathaniel Thompson, interviews with Dario Argento, with Franco Ferrini. We got an interview with Antonio Gelling, and an interview with Gabriel Lavia, interview with Paulo, with people whose names I probably can't pronounce. But definitely a really cool one. Strange Brew. I love Strange Brew, actually. Strange Brew is this cool, like, super Canadian film. from the people from SCTV. All right, follow this up another Argento one that actually gets kind of like lauded for being like not the greatest, and that is Phantom of the Opera with is it? I think it's Azia, right? Yeah, Azia Argento, and of course, well, Julian Sands as Phantom of the Opera. It's a good one. I mean, it's worth looking into. There's some. We got a little bit of snow and then it went 14 inches. Oh no, nothing like that. Yeah, Julian Sands plays the Phantom of the Opera, and in this one, DJ, it's like going knowing like it's not going to be like Phantom of the Opera as in like Robert Englund Phantom of the Opera, or even like it's going to be like with emotional scars, as opposed to like more physical scars. It gets a lot of hate, but I actually kind of liked it. See, Argento is really good when it comes to doing anything kind of. His films are very much operatic. If you like, his films are very Italian. Your least favorite Argento. Understandable, Josh. For a lot of people, that's like Dracula 3D. But I understand that a lot of people don't like this one. But for me, I do like it because I do think like if you go back and watch it again, almost think of the operatic part of it. Then that's the thing. Argento, I would love to see Argento like do like actually like do an opera. That'd be amazing. Like to direct an opera. I have a feeling he wants to. Pelts. I was never a big fan of Pelts, actually. All right, because I collect the video nasties, I have Human Experiments, and this stars Linda Haynes and of course Jeffrey Lewis. The character actor Jeffrey Lewis. I'll be honest and tell you, this definitely should not have been considered a video nasty. This is a very tame film. There's some neat little features on here. Auto commentary. Katrina's Nightmare Theater mode is on here. So you get Katrina, of course, the girl that was in the WWE. I'm not sure her character was over there. Jennifer freaked me out. Like Jennifer, I'm a huge comic book fan, Videodrome. So I like read Jennifer like long before I saw Jennifer, and it scared the hell out of me. Um, it still scares me actually. I can't look at the cover of Jennifer, and I got it downstairs. But it's tame to say the least for Video Nasty. Not that it's bad. It's okay. It's if you if you thought Phantom of the Opera was not your thing, then yeah, this here, which looks like is going to be like massively, it's fairly tame. It's not a huge one. And next up is a little bit of a slasher film that's known for for starring the guy for having Scott Winger in it. And Scott Winger, for those who know, he was on Full House, but he's probably best known for a lot of people as the voice of Aladdin in the Disney series Aladdin. Um, and that is Shredder. Is Shredder a good movie? It's okay. It's not a great slasher film. It's probably, I think, if I remember correctly, Videodrome, you can let me know if I'm wrong. Wasn't it Bernie Wrightson that did the artwork for Jennifer? I thought it was, but I'm not. But I could be wrong on that. But this is a decent film. It's not great. It's not going to blow you away. It's not going to have anything that you haven't seen in any other slasher film, aside from the fact there happens to be snowboarders in it. But it's a fun one, and the cover is really, really cool. There is an interview with Lindsay McKeon on here, and the actress that's in it. And the sad part of it is they spell her name wrong on the bonus feature on the disc. All right, now we're going to go straight. Steven Weber. Oh, that's right. I love Steven Weber. See, controversial hot take opinion right now. Huge fan of the TV version of The Shining. Now, don't get me wrong, not fantastic. Is Scott on Full House, Steve on Full House? Yeah, I think so. He was the boyfriend there for like a long time. Hey there, Mike. Welcome, man. Pretty good. I'm wanting tea, but I'm making sure I don't get it until I get through all of this. All right, we got a couple of like DVDs here from Code Red before we go into the Blu-rays. And we're starting out here with Eric Stoltz in Running Hot. This is one that I picked up that I still got to watch this. I haven't seen this one in years, but I'm a huge Eric Stoltz fan, and I don't remember jack about this film, to be bluntly honest with you. I don't at all. But I'm a huge fan of Eric Stoltz, and I wanted to see this movie again. I know I'd seen it years ago on VHS, but I bought it and I still haven't got around to it. Though my cousin's here, so this is his type, so I'm gonna keep this upstairs and kind of get him to watch this one with me, because it's kind of an action film. Oh, Stuart Margolin is in this. I like Rockford Files. We got some Fred Williamson goodness here with the Fred Williamson signature collection. For a lot of people, Videodrome, hey there, Mike, welcome, man. Did I ever see 2 Days in the Valley? I actually really like 2 Days in the Valley. Isn't the one with, is that Charlize Theron? Like 2 Days in the Valley, if I'm thinking about the one correctly. It was a really good film. A lot of people don't like it, but I actually really like 2 Days in the Valley. Steven Weber, here's another thing, did a better job playing Jack Torrance than than Jack Nicholson did, because there's a growth in the character of Jack Torrance in the miniseries. Like Jack Nicholson, and I love his Jack Torrance. Don't get me wrong. That whole Wendy, light of my life, I love Jack Nicholson in The Shining, but yeah, he's crazy right from the beginning, man. There's no like, I wonder if he's going to go crazy. No, that dude's insane, man. And Jack Nicholson's an amazing guy. I remember watching the Corman World, which was a great documentary on Roger Corman, and the love that Jack Nicholson had for Roger Corman, it almost made me tear up. We got right here Fred Williamson in Mean Johnny Barrows. So this is one of the two ones. These were actually done by Fred Williamson. I think he directed these. He put like money into these films here. These are very fairly, they're low budget films, but they're fun. They're fun films. We got like Roddy McDowell, Stuart Whitman is in this here. Elliot Gould is in this movie. Oh, I forgot Terry Hatcher. A lot of people didn't like the kid. Ever find it odd that the kid looks more like Shelley Duvall than the kid from the original? And the second one is actually, this is cool. We enjoyed this one. Is Death Journey. That's Jesse Crowder, one mean cat. He played Jesse Crowder in both now, Me and Johnny Barrows. But he played this Jesse Crowder character in more than one film. I know he did. We got in this one here, we got like no one or not many people I really know. So, but we got Derva Martin from Dolomite. So there's always that. But these were fun. These were at the time we got these. I think there's like 50 cents each on sale on Screen Archives, and that's when we got the Canucksploitation classic. I say classic loosely, but I actually like this film. Ghost Keeper. I should probably upgrade this one to like a Blu-ray because I know there's a Blu-ray for Ghost Keeper out there. That was a good episode of Tales from Crypt too, by the way. But I love this cover. And this is a very Canadian, like they're, we have people that go out on skidoos and get stuck in snow and have to go into this deserted hotel. And if you've ever lived in Canada, like getting stuck in the snow on like because you're out skidooing is a very Canadian thing to do. So Ghost Keeper is a fun little film. I really did like this one. And it grew on me more, like going through. So there's audio commentary on this one with the director and with the stars of the film. There's a featurette on here as well, some Code Red trailers. I definitely need to upgrade to Ghost Keeper. I actually like Ghost Keeper. Anybody else see this one? Anybody else like this one? And the very first Code Red I ever got about at a video game shop, about in a Nintendo World, actually. There's a video game shop in, I think they've changed the name now, but in St. John's. It was called Nintendo World, Nintendo Land, something like that. They probably did, yeah. And they had like a wall of films. And I went in there one day and I saw this one here, Teenage Hitchhikers. So of course, the exploitation type cover on it. Hey there, Damien. Welcome, man. Hey, nice. I'm glad somebody actually said Ghost Keeper. It's a fun title. So this one here, who did this one? I can't remember who did this one again now. But I kind of remember somebody being in this one that I knew. Oh, Sandra Castle from Last House on Left's in this one. Of course, there's a commentary by Bill Lamont, the cinematographer on here. And it was the very first like Code Red that I got. And it was so early in the Code Red thing that there wasn't even like a Code Red thing on the side of it here. It's only until you look on the back. And where's it at? It's like somewhere back here, like really small, like where you just see the Code Red portion of it. But like right there, yeah, right there. Code Red. So it's before it even like labeled it Code Red. All right, so let's go for the non-slipcover ones first. And we'll start off with a Martin Landau film with Jose Ferrer and Ruth Buzzy. Can you guess what it is? I apologize. My camera goes a little bit blurry every once in a while if I go out and stuff like that. Mike, you have great taste. But it is this one right here, The Being. So this is a cool little title. Yeah, how many like monster flicks are you going to see that have Ruth Buzzy in them? Like, what a unique cast, right? Again, this is by director Jackie Kong, who of course made the Blood Diner movie, which came out from Vestron. Was it Vestron put that? Vestron? Do I seem like out of focus when I go back like that? I have to work on the settings on the camera. Follow this up with a great quality classic film by the great Tom McLaughlin, and that of course is One Dark Night with Meg Tilly and Adam West. So that's a very cool one right there. One Dark Night is such a fun fun film. You can tell from here that he just, he was a perfect choice to kind of like redo like the Friday 13th stuff. Night Patrol is such, hey, they're still on arcade. I love Night Patrol actually. I got that's the one. Is that the one with no, that's a different one. But I know that's one I got to pick that I have to pick up. Did it really? It's a cool film. Meg Tilly. I was sad to find out that she didn't get along with Anthony Perkins when they were doing Psycho 2 because he had such great chemistry. But yeah, it's a great cast. Melissa Newman's in this. Robert Evans in this as well. Robin Evans is in this as well. Uh, Very cool film with some great special features on there, including like I think E.G. Daily. Yeah, E.G. Daly's in this one too. So if you like some of your good old Tommy Pickles, uh, then there. So next up is The Hills Have Eyes 3 Mind Ripper. So this is one I saw years ago. I have not watched this since I got the Blu-ray. I do not remember this movie. I know Lance Henriksen's in this, right? Yeah, Lance Henriksen and Giovanni Ribisi is in this one. But I'll be honest with you, don't remember this movie at all. And I still got to sit back and watch one of these days because it's been years since I saw this one. But The Hills Have Eyes 3, I'm not even quite sure why it's called The Hills Have Eyes 3. It's been that long since did he just put on there? Natasha Gregson Wagner's in this? So for those that don't know, I'm a huge fan of Urban Legend. And Natasha Gregson Wagner was also in the beginning of Urban Legend. She's the one in the car, turn around bright eyes. Remember that? So I gotta watch this one. He says. Anybody remember this movie? Lance Henriksen, Giovanni Ribisi, Natasha Gregson Wagner, Claire Stansfield, John Dahl's in this movie. I love John Dahl actually. So wow, I gotta grab that. Next up, we have the Hide and Go Shriek. This was a slasher film set, I think, in a store, in like basically in a store, one of those like stuck in the store overnight with a slasher killer coming in. Skip Skolnick directed this one. I used to think that was a fake name. It's not. That's his name. There's a bonus unrated scene that was cut from the area to print the film here. There's like interview with Jeff Levine, and I actually kind of like dig this film, but I can understand like if people watching this back now, it can be a bit problematic for some people. And I totally get that. So if anybody like looked at me and said I don't like that movie, I understand. All right. Next up is it's also kind of Mind Ripper. It is. I remember Cellar Dweller. Cellar Dweller has the guy from like Head of the Class in it. The cool guy, the guy from Bud the Chud, I think. So, Chud too. So The Forest. So this is a gorgeous cover. The Forest is a movie that has a gorgeous cover. Would I say buy The Forest? If you get it at a decent price, it's a weird little film that's fun to watch, but it's not a good movie. It's for somebody like me that likes it. Somebody that grew up on Mystery Science Theater and like riffed movies with his friends like years before this, before the Mystery Science Theater was ever a thing. So The Force is one of those that I love. Amazing artwork. I have nothing to do with the film, but I cast on here too. We got Don Jones from Lethal Weapon in here. Gary Kent, it was in Satan's Saddest. Thrill Killers is in this one. Stafford Morgan, Legend of Bigfoot. We got like Corky Pigeon from Silver Spoons. So just a weird film. Yeah, it's fun. Hey there, Josephine, welcome. But you gotta have the right type of mentality to watch it. Here's a few of these that I still gotta watch my better half. Now all these I've seen, but so I can verify that definitely I love these. So thanks. This is one by Studio Santiago, and we are huge fans of Studio Santiago, actually. That's that's kind of the cool one of the cool things with that. So we buy anything Serious Santiago. So Silk right here. Again, it's literally what you think it is. It's an action movie. And yeah, we got like a Vic Diaz is in this one, I think. Yeah, Vic Diaz is in this. Um, I love Serious Santiago. I really, really do actually. His stuff is really cool. The less said about Dan Schneider, the better. Um, luckily, he's not the cool guy. It's not a bad one. It's actually a fun little film. It's not as sleazy as it looks per se, but it's definitely a fun one, and it is a Katrina like the Katarina one, so you can see her Katarina the wrestler. She played Winter in TNA. I also got some of the Roger Corman's post nuke collection here. So we have yeah with great the great is it really? Yes, it is. It's Richard Norton. Yes, Richard Norton. By, of course, by Studio Santiago, Equalizer 2000. And yes, Equalizer 2000 is that amazing gun. Right there. That's Richard Norton. If you are a fan of Cynthia Rothrock, you've probably seen Richard Norton. I forgot about Silk too, actually. Yeah, that one hasn't come out on DVD or Blu-ray yet, I don't think. It may come out on DVD, but if it has, I have never seen it. I've only ever seen it on back in the VHS days, same as you in Arcadia. And who does not like Monty Gabriel? um, but yeah, Equalizer 2000 is another fun one. And we get like the original director's cut of the film on here, on camera interview with actor Frederick Bailey, original theatrical trailer. Next up is yet another one by the great Cirio Santiago, and that is The Sisterhood. So trust me, if you've not seen these, definitely check these out. These are fun ones, and these usually go on every once in a while for go on sale. And I'm trying to remember if anybody's in this one that I know. I know the girl from Knight Rider's in this one. Well, one season Knight Rider. Yeah, Rebecca Holden. She's in that. So Rebecca Holden, she was like the girl on Knight Rider. She's in this. Lynn Holly Johnson from Where the Boys Are is on this, and of course from Your Eyes Only. We got Chuck Wagner from Automan. So for those that remember the series Automan, yes, Chuck Wagner, the guy that played Automan, is in this here as well. Oh, I love Hard to Die. Hard to Die needs a good release, man. And there's the post nuke theater mode, which I'm pretty sure is Katrina as well. So very cool little film. Love that type of stuff. And is that all the post nuke? No, there's more post nuke. You know there's going to be, because I got to get my post nuke stuff out here. And again, directed and produced by the wonderful Cirio Santiago, because Eric, yeah, Eric's the cool guy. Yeah, the one with the leather jacket, the one that likes the redheaded girl. And this is Wheels of Fire. Like when you see something like this, and you see like this these posters, how can you not want to have these in your collection? Like, just look at this. Like Severin last year, like they did their Black Friday with like 3 different like post nuke titles. There's a bunch of these post nuke titles to get, and these are really good. And Cirio Santiago brings the action. He brings the action. He has attractive girls, attractive men in there as well. Something for everybody. And he does the kind of the post nuke stuff. He does it on a lower budget, but he world builds, and I like that. This is a cool little one too. We get Gary Watkins. I know is in this one here. Play by Playmate. Linda Weismer. I'm totally mispronounced her name, by the way. But again, it is a cool one. And by Post Nuke Film Specialist, Cirio Santiago. So there you go. Of course, he did The Mothers. If you're a Vinegar Syndrome fan, he actually directed that film as well. And did you think I was finished? Did you think I was not going to have yet one more Cirio Santiago Post Nuke film? But not just anyone. not just any post-nuke film, a post-nuke film that has David Carradine in it, that has Richard Hill, that has Luke Askew. It's an uncut director's cut. First time anywhere. Dune Warriors. I really do like this film. This is a really cool film. Again, it is Serious Santiago. If you've not seen Dune Warriors, I recommend Dune Warriors. It is a cool little film. And again, it's Katarina's Action Theater. And this one's to get at the Katarina Action Theater. She can watch it with or without the thing. So basically, Katarina Action Theater, for those, like, I've been kind of glossing over it, but it's kind of like an Elvira type thing. Or remember when like Sybil Danning used to do those VHS for those with those action films? It's kind of like that, with an introduction and an outro, an intro and outro, that type of thing. Very good stuff. I love these type of films. And let's follow this up with another post-apocalyptic film. And is this Serious Santiago? I don't think it is, actually. It is. Oh my God, yes. We got one more Serious Santiago here. One more. Because when I said I love me some Serious Santiago, I was not lying to you guys. Because we also have here, again, with Rick Hill, with Kate Shea, with Terrence O'Hara, The Devastator, which obviously is probably the gun in the film as well. So, so we got Richard Hill from Dune Warriors. So there you go. She did. She had a whole line of DVDs as well. I got a couple of those too. I forgot about Michael Dudikoff's Action Theater line, Sun Arcadia. I used to have a couple of those. I don't have any of them anymore, but I would love to get some of those. Those big box things were really good too. But yeah, so these are all cool action theater. So if you've been jonesing for some of that action theater stuff, some of the like post nuke stuff, just kind of fun, cheesy action, sit back, put your brain on chill, and just enjoy some fun, especially when times get stressful. These are fun times. These are the way we thought the post nuke stuff was going to go. All right, now we're going to follow it up with a Western, not just any Western though, a brutal Western. One of the most brutal like Westerns out there. Oh yeah, this is a gore fest of a Western. I can't remember the director is, so I'm actually going to look it up. J.R. Martian directed this. It is a Spanish Western, so it's pretty much like one of those spaghetti Western types. But it's like a spaghetti Western when it is brutal. I have not got to see the new Dune yet, actually. I'm waiting for my better half. We're going to watch it together. We're waiting until we can afford to buy the 4K. Then we'll pick it up. Want to see it in the best quality that we can. I got the Bronx Execution. I got the Bronx Warriors ones. Those are cool. You're right, Mike. It is Cutthroats 9. I love this movie. I really do. It's got a cool twist to it as well. If you've never seen this movie, well, go in knowing this is a really good movie. But it's brutal. It's a brutal one, isn't it, Mike? Definitely a brutal Western. Not for the faint of heart. And I actually will read the plot line of this one because I do think not enough people have seen Cutthroat 9. So a band of cutthroat chain gang prisoners are chained together and on the loose as they play cat and mouse with each other in this violent and gritty Spanish thriller. Greed and Gold are the name of the game. This 1972 box office flop that has since gained a cult following. So distributors C Firm Calexis picked up the film several years later, reshot the gory violence as a gimmick to bring the 42nd Street audience with a cardboard mask given to the paying attendees to wear during the violent scenes in case they couldn't take it. In case they couldn't take the violence, you could put a mask on you, like a coward mask type thing, if you could not take the violence. Who doesn't love that, right? And one that was mentioned early on in this one here, Sweet 16. Such a good little like slasher film and a good mystery too. There's actually a good mystery in Sweet 16. This has a great cast. If you're a fan of Friday the 13th Part 3, this is Dana Kimmel actually being better than she was in Friday the 13th Part 3. I'm not sure if it is out of print. Twisted, I'd have to check. Some of these may be out of print. But Sweet 16, 100% recommend this. If you're in the UK, I'm pretty sure that 80 Films put out their version of Sweet 16, but it's going out of print too, so I would grab that. This one here has the original 35mm camera negative on here. interviews with Bo Hopkins, Alicia Shirley, and director Jim Sotos. But we got like some great actors in here. We got Bo Hopkins in here. We got Dana Kimmel in this one. Here we got Patrick McNee in this film. Such a good little film, and I really enjoyed Sweet 16. It's such a cool film, and it's definitely worth owning. It's definitely one that I go back to. I might actually watch this tonight. I should really do like this film. All right, here's one that I got that I will be honest. Hey, have a great night, Senna. I'm kidding you. Did he actually stay out of print, Mike, or did he kind of like come back and print again when he wants to print some more? I'm not quite sure. I really don't know. I'm asking. I'm going for on expertise from some other people. The electric chair. This is the first. Yeah, this has the kind of thing of being the first, like, numbered at least code red. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I watched this. I don't think I have. So eventually I'll get around to it. Like, there's always stuff that I don't watch. And this is another Katerina one. But we got this. Watch this. And Maria. Okay, she goes by the name Maria here. Oh, is that Maria Canales? Okay, so this is Maria Canales now. So this here is Maria Canales, who's another like wrestler. Watch this in Maria's B-movie mayhem mode. So don't remember this one, but I'll watch it eventually down the road. There's always ones that I'll get to. This is one I got up at Bay Street Video. It's an unnumbered code red, and it was a mistake, I think, unnumbered. But I'll let you kind of guess this one. See if anybody guesses. So it's by Rogerio Diodato, and it has Lisa Blunt, Willie Ames, Richard Lynch, Michael Berryman, and with the participation of John Steiner from Tenebrae, and a special appearance by Karen Black. Anybody remember this one? It is Cut and Run. Yeah, actually a really good film. That didn't have like a number on it, but I think it was just a mistake that was made at the time. And one more of the regular before we go into just a couple that I have of the that have slip covers, and then we're going to go into my five picks. So for those that came in late, one of the things I'm going to try to start doing in most of my videos, I'm going to forget it. Just watch it. Well, forget it. You're going to have to remind me. But one thing I'm going to try and do is try and have like pins picks, which are going to be like 5 random picks from 5, usually from 5 different labels that I recommend checking out and picking up if you get the chance to. And the last one is a Phyllis Diller Norman Fell film. I am not even joking. We also get Ed Nelson in this one as well. And it is, of course, The Boneyard. There you go. Dare to enter. Try to leave. We got Phyllis Diller and Mr. Roper himself, Norman Fell. Norman Fell actually played a lot of bad guys in the 70s. Like, especially you watch a lot of like the 70s cop shows. You're going to see a lot of Norman Fell, like playing the kind of sleazy bad guy, and it really suits him. Sharon Farrell. I love Sharon Farrell. I understand. Actually, Boneyard, I don't know if I'd have to rewatch it. All right, so we got next up here a Code Red release with Anthony Esley, and that is, God, I don't know if I watched this one since I picked it up. I definitely got to watch this one. The Witchmaker. I know I've seen this before, but I don't remember this one right now. Okay. Just sucked in some air. That's a hard one. I mean, Mr. Furley does a really good job. because there's a different type of humor. Like Mr. Roper is kind of definitely a drier humor. Mr. Furley is definitely much more of the Buster Keaton slapstick type. It's really hard. I really like Mr. Furley, but I gotta, because I guess I grew up watching Three's Company and I saw it like in order. I gotta go with Mr. Roper. And no, the cover. This is gorgeous. I gotta watch this one. Why haven't I watched this one yet? And again, another classic here, guys, with Juliet Mills and Richard Johnson. Can you get this one before I put it up here? It had sequels, sort of, and there's a ton of features on here as well, by the way. And it is Beyond the Door. I'm pretty sure this is Nathan that did the cover for this. But love this artwork right here. Of course, this is the original artwork. I did watch the spin-off The Ropers. I still remember the episode where they're, is it a couch or something that they're moving? And because it's in San Francisco, The Ropers was set, I'm pretty sure, that it's got on wheels or something, and it starts rolling down the hill. I'm not sure if it's with Mr. Roper or with the next door neighbor on it. That's the cool thing is, like, yeah, it did go to print like super fast. I was lucky, and like this one was given to me by a watcher of the show, and I was so excited to get it and super surprised. Now it's time for that time of the night, the one that I've never done before. We'll see how this goes. If you like it, I'll do it again. And it's time for Pins Picks. Now, some of this may or may not be in print or out of print, or maybe have different versions of the films out there. But I wanted to do 5 films that I think are really cool, that are worth having, that are worth like picking up. And sometimes there might be a box set like slid in there. But let's go. First off, we have one here from Draft House. And this was, of course, done by the great Abel Ferrer. And definitely a trigger warning, because this has some difficult things to watch in it. But it is an amazingly well-done film. Some great special features with Zoe Lund. And that is Miss 45. So if you've never seen this movie, it is definitely a brutal watch, but it's a good watch and a good film. It's extremely well done. And I don't think it doesn't get overly exploitive like some films that would be going with this type of like content would go. But I love this movie. Actually, I really do. And I think it's definitely worth a watch for anybody. Like most of the releases there will also include a big booklet as well to read up on it. And 100% recommended. Next up on Pins Picks is a release. I'm pretty sure there's a North American release for this as well, but if there's not, this one is probably the best one to get, because this, by the way, is region free. And this is by Screenbound Entertainment in the UK. Is it out of print? Some of these are probably going to be out of print. But I'm trying to pick things that are kind of different. Hopefully it gets another release. If not, I definitely recommend trying to watch it somewhere. This is Dr. Terror's House of Horrors with, of course, the late, great Peter Cushing, as well as Christopher Lee, Roy Castle, Donald Sutherland, and a host of other actors and actresses in here. This was done by Freddie Francis, and is, of course, written by produced by Milton Subotsky, and he wrote it too, right? Yeah. This is such a good anthology film. It's kind of one of the ones, like, when you look at anthology films and you say, okay, what's a classic print for, if you're, hey there, stranger, welcome, man. Definitely worth checking out. There's a great hour-long featurette on here that was done by Nucleus Films, and such a great movie. I loved every sequence of that film, and that's a good sign for an anthology film. I really enjoyed it. Now, this may or may not be able to print. I do apologize if it is, but it is a Tinto Brass one. For those that that know, I'm a huge fan of Tinto Brass, and this one was put out by Cult Epics. I'm sure these can probably be got like separately if you can't get them in the box set anymore. This was a collector editions of Tinto Brass's Maestro of Erotic Cinema. This actually these films here are right now in Morocco, so I'll eventually get to watch these again. There's 4 films on this. We get Cheeky, Black Angel, Private, and Mon Amour. We get a 40-page collector's booklet on here, as well as a bonus DVD documentary where Tinto Brass talks about like for 3 hours actually about the making of his films. And this has some cool. Cheeky is really cool, and that Cheeky has the feel of a late 70s, early 80s film, but was shot in the 90s. It always fools me because I always think that Cheeky is a film that was done much earlier than it was. And for me, that's like the highest compliment I can give something like this. It doesn't seem like a 90s film. But if you've never checked out Cult Epics, there's probably going to be another Cult Epics recommendation and my next one. But this one here, I definitely recommend. We're going to follow this up with one that I'm pretty sure is out of print, but I think there's like a standard edition out of this one. And I know Screen Factory put an edition of this one as well. But this is my personal favorite version of this film here. And this came with the sequel and as well as coming with the short film that the movie got made from. And that is, of course, When a Stranger Calls. This one scared me a lot when I was a kid. And when I went back on it initially, I was like, oh, this is, it's a little bit slower than I remembered. And as I watched it again as I got older, I really reveled in the character development in this film and the fact, and its slow pacing. I really like the fact that we get a guy and we meet a guy, sort of where we hear his voice for a large part of it at the beginning of the film. That's literally, he's a child killer. And then they take the time to humanize like a serial child killer before going into the way it goes. It is amazingly well done, and the sequel, When a Stranger Calls Back, is equally as fun. This is the second sight, I think, edition of this film, and it came with a book and a poster, and there's the interior of it as well. Feature wise, on this one here, we got the sequel, When a Stranger Calls Back, and high def, of course, the short film, The Sitter, directing Stranger Calls with interview by director Fred Walton, Carol Kane on When a Stranger Calls, Rotania Alda on When a Stranger Calls, scoring a stranger. We got a 40-page booklet, the original soundtrack CD on this one as well. So you get the CD, you get a soundtrack CD with the entire soundtrack on here, and it has 17 tracks in total. You guys know, I love me some soundtracks. So I'm always on the score for that type of stuff. Frivolous Soul is a cool one. It took me a while to get into Frivolous Soul, but actually I ended up liking it a lot. So yeah, there's a ton of features on here, Ragman. Ever get a chance to pick it up? Definitely recommend it. Last but not least, is definitely a departure and a bit more of a serious film and unique film. I know there's a better edition of this one put out more recently, but I actually dug this edition, so I didn't really need to upgrade because there's still a ton of features on here, including a 2.5-hour long documentary. And for those that haven't seen, it's a Burt Lancaster film. It is done by Grindhouse Releasing, and it is The Swimmer. So if you have never seen The Swimmer, this is a really, really good film that kind of defies like description. You just kind of got to go in and watch it and experience it. Burt Lancaster is such an underrated actor, such a really, really great actor. And there's so much great stuff on this. So we got a 4K scan of this one here, 2.5-hour long documentary with everybody being interviewed, from like Janet Landgard to Joan Rivers to Sidney Katz to the assistant director Michael Hertzberg. We got the original New Yorker short story read by author John Cheever in her as well. Hey there, Kubrick. We have liner notes by Stuart Gordon, rare production stills from the lost alternate scenes, extensive stills galleries, trailers, TV spots, and other surprises. And I actually don't remember what the surprises are for this, but it's a really good release, and I definitely recommend it. There's a cool. This is a double dip one release. It's a Blu-ray DVD release. It does come with a cool booklet here as well. It's definitely worth checking out, Mike. If you never checked it out, it's a very different film, so it's definitely worth checking out. And The Swimmer is my first and my fifth and final pins pick for tonight's video. So there you go. We have gone through a whole host and a whole bunch of Scorpion releasing and Code Red releasing titles. Hey there, Future Boy. Welcome, man. And there are some amazing stuff. So we're not going to make this a much longer video. We will go on the Ronin Flix website for a minute, check them out, and see if there's anything there that I can recommend right now that might be on sale from like Scorpion releasing or from Code Red, because I know they do a lot of cool stuff there. Don't miss your Japanese class, man. It's very important. I know you want to go to Japan. So let's take a quick look before I sign off tonight and look at the Ronin Flix website. You can see there's some new releases here. Modern Vampires here. Spit in Your Grave. The 4K edition is here. We got some MVD Rewind releases right here now. Dario Argento's Opera. Strong recommendation. Thank you, Twisted Cinema. I'm excited about the new Canadian partner label. I want to see what comes next, actually. We got like Gates of Hell, See the Living Dead here. We got that edition. I definitely recommend that. Okay, there's Silent Scream right there, guys. 1,000,000%. Hey there, Chris. Recommend Silent Scream. If you haven't got Silent Scream, 100% recommend this one. This is an MVD one. I definitely recommend. Pretty sure that's The Swimmer. Yep. House on Sorority Row. The Terror Train. I love Terror Train. It freaked me out when I was young, but such a cool cover, slip cover for Terror Train right here. I can definitely recommend that one for you guys. Fear of the Wolfman. You guys know I love my Nashi, so 100% recommendation on Fear of the Wolfman. There, 10 classics, slashers, supernatural thrillers. Let's go into some slashers here right away. I'll give you some quick recommendations right here. Too Scared to Scream is a fun one, though I'm not quite sure if everybody's going to love that one. Thanks. Hopefully I remember Strange and to keep up the pins picks because I want to keep doing that. I really like the Moon Knight trailer. I'm a huge fan of Moon Knight, actually, especially once he became, you got the DID. So Moon Knight, for the God that don't listen to it, I did not check it. The Italian Spider-Man yet. I actually forgot about it. I got to check it out. Is dissociative identity disorder. The character of Moon Knight actually has 3 personalities. Love Alison Pegler's work. But I got to check that out. I haven't seen that one. So we got Demons is here. Sleepless. There's another cover for Sleepless. I like this cover, actually. Oh, I didn't mind have that cover on it, too. Fly for the Heretic's okay. Revenge of the Dead. It's all right. It's not great. It's all right. But let's dive into some Code Red here. It's hard to tell. Some of those like older Blue Underground ones, you really kind of gotta roll the dice, Joe, when it comes on those with the slip cases. Not a lot of Code Red here right now, is there? We got like some of the Curious Female. We got Blackout here. After the Fall, New York's a lot of fun. Concrete Jungle, and Monster Club. I love the Monster Club. So let's see what they got for Scorpion releasing as well. We'll do that quickly before I go. Not a lot of Scorpion here as well either, but they do have the 2-disc edition of the Sect there. I only have the 1-disc edition. There's Terror Train. I definitely recommend that. Simon Terror is fun. Fear of the Wolfman's good. You can probably do a pass on Human Experiments unless you want to get every single video nasty. Well, Well, to be fair, I haven't done anything in a while, so you haven't missed out a lot on me. I did a surprise patron video on Saturday, and I'm glad to say a lot of my patrons actually checked it out. So I appreciate that, guys. Thanks a lot. Did you ever ask for? That's cool. What is on the second disc of the sect? I'm actually kind of interested. New interviews with cinematographer, set designer, screenwriter, composer, actor. Oh, Giovanni Lombardo, Radice. I like that actually. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. Even though I already got it, like for the second disc, though. Oh, tempting. All right, but there you go. My favorite Japanese film. We'll get that into that sometime, Ragman, when I do, because I don't know. I'd have to go through and actually think about it. When I do a Japanese one. See, I like Fear the Wolf Man. I know it's cheesy. I know it's not exactly the greatest of his. I love Curse of the first one I saw Twisted is Curse of the Devil. Remember that one? Um, and I really like Curse the Devil, but it's the first one I saw, and I think the first one you see tends to like be a favorite when you're when you're going through. But I really enjoyed Fear the Wolf Man. Hey, Tokyo guy, hey, you're coming in at the end there. That's okay. I'm still glad to see you here, man. But anywho, my name is Aaron. I hope you enjoyed this collection video. Hope you enjoyed my new section segment that I'm doing on here called Pins Picks. I'll be trying to do that if the video is not too long at the end of every single video that I do. And I'll be trying to do more videos, including a live Patreon video, at least hopefully every 2 weeks, every week if I can do it. It's definitely time for tea, Kubrick. I was gonna get tea before I made this video, and I made the mistake of not doing it, so my voice is kind of going. It's not worth shadow with a Franco film. Okay, so there you go. As always, guys, I want to first off want to thank you all for coming in. I want to thank my Patreon supporters on here. You guys are amazing. You keep the channel going afloat. Really, really do. For as always, like, share, subscribe. There's a donation link down below if that's something that you want to do. Never any pressure. As always, the Patreon link's down below if you want to join and become part of the live movie club, where we do live videos at least once a week, or once every 2 weeks. And we do like a bunch of other stuff as well. And we brought back the tier list on the last live one. I actually did a tier list for every single Marvel MCU movie. So there you go. I am Aaron. Thank you guys so much for watching and for sharing and for spending a bit of time with me. As always, right here in the Call to Cinema, it costs nothing to be kind. So be kind to others and be kind to yourself. It will pay forward to you, and you do deserve it. And as always, right here in the Call to Cinema, you know what we're going to do right now? We're going to turn the head around, because hidey ho, you got a friend forever, whether you want it or not. Probably going to be like an Orange Pico in the Call to Cinema. So it's time once again to put up the hood, take out the hat. Here's all messed up. And dive back into the dungeon until the next cult meeting. See you soon.